A woman alleges a Rams lineman embraced his inner pornographer. The Chargers seem to have a left tackle in mind, and Shohei Ohtani confirms once again that he's pretty good at the baseballing. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and start for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is November 14th, 2025. Welcome back to my half-star hotel while I continue to work on the road. If you like being in the know about LA sports, by the way, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. By all means, comment. Now, before we go through the news and notes, we have a quick look at the scoreboard. Kings 4, Toronto 3 in overtime. Quentin Byfield with the game winner. Now, I don't know about you. I've been to Toronto. I even like Toronto. But you know what I like more than going to Toronto? The idea of Toronto getting punked by LA over and over and over again. Did you guys up north, you syrup suckers, did you not learn your lesson a couple of weeks ago? That you get out to an early lead against an LA team, you get the rug pulled. Oh, it's so delicious. Like having all the poutine, all the punking, all the poutine. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Meanwhile, today, the Lakers are at New Orleans at 5. Clippers are at Dallas at 5:30. Here's a big game. 5th-ranked Arizona at 15th-ranked UCLA basketball at 7, and Illinois State at USC basketball at 4:30. What do you say we get to the news? You might recall at the start of the 2024 season, Rams left tackle Alaric Jackson was suspended for a couple of days for violating the personal conduct policy. And everybody was tight-lipped about it. No details coming from the Rams. No details even coming from the NFL. Definitely not the player. Because when Jackson came back after his 2-game suspension, all of a sudden he became a 345-pound Helen Keller. Couldn't speak, couldn't communicate, no idea what was going on. And because he wasn't arrested for anything, oh, that led to all kinds of speculation. Macho speculation even. Maybe he got into a bar fight with a bunch of Marines. Maybe he was even walking away from a building in slow motion like it was a 1980s action film. Who knows? All we knew was that we were hoping that it was something that could include the Top Gun soundtrack. Highway to the Danger Zone. But it turns out what Jackson allegedly did does have a soundtrack. And it goes something like, bow chicka wow wow. Jackson is facing a lawsuit from a Philadelphia woman who alleges that he recorded her without her consent during sex. Then allegedly denied her request to delete the video and also taunted her allegedly with its existence. The woman is unnamed in the lawsuit. She alleges violations of revenge porn laws and alleging 5 or 6 other naughty naughties. Now, that would have been a much better time for you to come up with those blood clot injuries, my dude. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. Blood clots can be your friends if your hobby is allegedly revenge porn. The lady initially reported the incident to the LAPD, but elected not to pursue a criminal case, which is probably for the best because we know the LAPD's history with football players. Am I right? And I want to pause because I'm not saying he did these things, right? You eventually know that he said he admitted to doing something, quote, very selfish, unquote, but that doesn't mean he did these things. I do admit you also have to wonder why she waited until now, right? Why didn't you ask them to arrest him? Why did you wait to just sue? Jackson did sign a $57 million extension in February. That was after the suspension. So it's all messy. and we should let the courts figure it out, right? But I do have to wonder. I've never understood the concept of revenge porn, right? Why is it revenge porn? Why can't it simply be gratitude porn? I have never gotten nudes from any woman and said, man, I can't wait to hold this against her. I'm just like, thank you for sharing the gift of pornography. What a lovely gesture. Thank you for sharing your nudity. But if you must participate in porn and you're not sure the girl is into it, here is a tip from one SoCal to another. Bruh, you don't need to go all the way to Philadelphia. The San Fernando Valley is like 20 miles away. What are you thinking? There's plenty of actresses who don't mind you unleashing your inner Andrew Tate. You could have avoided all this mess with a metro ride to the San Fernando Valley. Come on, head in the game, Jackson. Head in the game. Also with the Rams, Davante Adams has returned to practice. He hadn't practiced prior this week because he had an oblique issue that popped up during Sunday's win in Scum Francisco. Sean McVay had been acting all week like it wasn't a thing. Turns out it's probably not. A lot of Rams news to discuss. Now, as for the Chargers, we appear to have an answer as to who will protect Justin Herbert's blind side, at least until Trevor Penning's knee spontaneously combusts. Jim Harbaugh said Penning has been asked to focus on that position, although the coach did not go so far as to say Penning will be the starter on Sunday. Now, Penning, the Chargers traded for him a couple of weeks ago with the Saints. He would be the sixth different guy to take snaps at left tackle for the Chargers this year. But he was originally supposed to be New Orleans' franchise left tackle when they drafted him. He couldn't even hang with the Saints. So they moved him to two other spots on their line. And that is where the Chargers stand, taking hand-me-downs from bottom feeders in the NFL and praying they give Herbert a chance to walk off the field under his own power. Now, it's funny to me because both the Rams and the Chargers, they created a position on defense. They renamed it the star position, right? On offense, they may as well rename the left tackle position. Call it the Kevorkian, because you are committing suicide if you line up there. I mean, for real, playing left tackle for the Bolts is like watching the end of Fargo, if you've ever seen that movie. Somebody just jamming one body part into the wood chipper at a time. If Penning doesn't have the position down to Harbaugh's liking for Sunday, expect Austin Deculus to jump in, by the way. By the way, the Bolts have trotted out 19 different offensive line combinations this season. And I realize the Bolts have played with uncommon grit, which I totally respect, absolutely. But had they addressed at least the interior offensive line more thoroughly, maybe Herbert wouldn't be rushed so much and he wouldn't be on a pace to catch his career high in interceptions. 15. Let alone his health wouldn't be a question mark. This should be the top story of the day, but when something is literally this inevitable, you're like, cool, nice, what's next? Shohei Ohtani was named most valuable player for the fourth time in his career. And honestly, this is about as stunning a development as the sun rising in the east. The earth continuing to spin on its axis, Shohei is your MVP. I was like, cool beans, but I prefer the ring. And considering how long he played for the Angels, I'm sure he feels likewise. So what am I supposed to tell you? He had a good year? Again? You saw it just like I did. That what do you want us to say that would be groundbreaking? that he could be twice as awesome next year? Now, I'm not trying to say it's not a big deal. It's a deal. It's epic that he was a unanimous choice. He deserved to be a unanimous choice. But again, he was an MVP on a lousy team. Now he's MVP on a terrific team. He's MVP on a historic team. We chase rings in LA, not just having one damn good player. I mean, why? I love the Lakers. Grew up a Laker fan. Why is it that people are more obsessed now with the Dodgers than the Lakers? Because you have LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the Lakers. It's because the team that's more likely to chase the ring is the Dodgers. Still love the Lakers. Dodgers get the edge. The story of Shohei Ohtani winning MVPs in LA is this. If you have a damn good player and don't chase rings with him, you will lose said damn good player. Ask Artie Moreno. Speaking of the Lakers, I'm not sure if this is a big deal. Minnesota coach Chris Finch was on a podcast I don't listen to. And the subject of podcasting came up. Because podcasters just can't help making it about themselves. And I guess the host made some sort of self-deprecating joke about what podcasting can do for your career, which is obviously zilch. And Finch goes, well, it'll qualify you to coach the Lakers. Now, it's a joke. I haven't heard of any beef between JJ Redick and Chris Finch. So I don't think anybody should probably be all that offended by this. And besides, I was super skeptical of having a podcast host become the coach of the glamour franchise of the NBA. And he's acquitted himself well. I'm not trying to claim that JJ Redick is the next Phil Jackson. But 50 wins in your rookie year ain't that bad. And by the way, the Lakers have been highly competitive even without LeBron James for all season so far. Something tells me that's Finch and Redick just tweaking each other. Could be wrong. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Talk to me, for example, about your revenge. No, you don't. I'm sure you don't have revenge porn. For that matter, what do you think about the Chargers offensive line situation? And if you enjoyed the update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Kian Cortel Queso production. Take care.